Hello, everyone. So today we're going to talk about a bit of a different subject. We're still going to talk about Jurassic World Live, but in a different context. So, as you guys probably know, Niantic and Portkey Games are coming out with a new a geolocation-based AR game with the Harry Potter franchise, which is they're calling Wizards Unite. So at the moment, we don't know too much about the game. We don't know when it's going to be released. If we're going to have, the houses in there. Slytherin, by the way, everyone join Slytherin. If there's going to be it at all. We don't know a release date. We don't know if it's going to focus on Fantastic Beasts more or more on the Harry Potter side of things. So at the moment, we don't know much about it. But what I'm going to talk about today is just talk about what it could possibly learn from Jurassic World Alive. And if you guys don't know, Jurassic World Alive is a geolocation AR game. It's based on the Jurassic World franchise, so it's not Pokemon, but it's kind of like Pokemon Go with dinosaurs, basically. And from what I see, it's probably one of the more successful AR games at the moment. I've also played a bit of Ghostbusters and Walking Dead: Our World, which I still play from time to time. I don't dedicate too much time to it. It's fun shooting some zombies in the head like every day or so. But that aside, let's talk about Jurassic World Alive and what Wizards Unite can get from Jurassic World Alive. So first of all, unlike Pokemon Go, and I know Pokemon Go is getting PvP sometime later this year or early next year. I don't think we have a set date for it yet. I could be wrong. So in Jurassic World Live, since the beta, it had PvP, and it has a pretty extensive PvP system too. All the dinosaurs, they had their stats, movesets. It's turn based. There's a leaderboard. Obviously matchmaking, and last patch we got tournaments. So it's kind of tournaments in Jurassic World Live is just the normal leaderboard, but then there's a cutoff for prizes and such, which I personally do decently in. But that aside, Jurassic World Alive's PvP system, it has all the elements that you'd expect from a turn-based PvP combat system. You got the RNGs, you got the OP tanks, you got the tank busters, you got the really dumb dodge ostriches. Okay, no, that's not in all the PvP games, but that's fun, and they did a really good job on it, at least in my opinion. It's worked out well for me, at least, the system. Matchmaking could be a bit better. Obviously, there's a lot of improvements. They do balance patches every, average every 2 months. So if there's like an OP dino, like 1.2's in the wrapper, they will nerf it. And if something isn't that strong, like Spinosuchus, they will, buff it, make it better. Make bleed do a ton of damage and kill everything. So that's the first thing I want to talk about is PvP. And there's also another aspect of PvP I want to talk about is real-time AR PvP, but that's a bit more of a complex subject that I might leave for another video. And next I want to talk about regionals. So in Pokemon Go, as you guys know, there are regional Pokemon. You have Mr. Mime in Asia, Farfetch'd in or Mr. Mime in Europe, Farfetch'd in Asia, and Tauros in North America, and all that stuff. Jurassic World Alive doesn't have that due to its unique spawn system, spawn mechanics, which makes it easier to get all the dinos than Pokemon Go. You don't have to buy a airplane ticket to fly to London, and hopefully we won't have to fly to London just to get a basilisk or learn Crucio. I don't want to spend a few $1,000s just running around getting stuff. So hopefully you don't have regional exclusive stuff in Wizards Unite. And another thing I want to talk about related to the regional stuff is the spawns. Jurassic World Live has, at least in my opinion, pretty balanced spawns. So if you're in a let's say big city in comparison to a more rural area, or a small town, a countryside, the difference isn't that substantial. You could still get really good spawns, and you could get usually, and even in a small town, you could get all the dinos spawning in that one little town. They have dinos split into 4 local groups. Each local group is, not that large, and then you could just travel to these groups within your city, and you could get all the dinos. You could you could target hunt dinos, and that would be easier. So hopefully, they would make a more balanced spawn system for Wizards Unite, if they're gonna spawn anything at all. We are speculating stuff like, they're gonna throw out Fantastic Beasts, and we're gonna go get those, etc. And one more thing is, in PvP games, unlike Pokemon Go, spoofers are a problem, but it's not that much a problem. It's basically a more of a collection game. That's obviously before PvP comes out. But in Jurassic World Live, PvP is a really essential part of the game, and that's why Ludia, the developer of Jurassic World Live, swiftly enacted and enforced such spoofing rules, and permit banned a lot of players, and still have temp bans, and we have ban waves every so often to take out spoofers. Although obviously they didn't get rid of all the spoofers, but they got rid of a good amount of them. Unlike Pokemon Go, Ludia got rid of a really large amount of spoofers in just 2 months after release. So good on them for that, and obviously that helps a lot. We want in PvP games fair play. We don't want people cheating to get their spells, their whatever upgrades we're gonna have, beasts, whatever's gonna be in the game, which I'm super excited. I can't wait for even this smallest bit of news, but unfortunately we've been quite dry on news for a while on the game. And last little thing I want to talk about is the friend system in Jurassic World Live. In Pokemon Go, the friend system isn't that expansive. Pokemon Go does have straight trading, but in Jurassic World Live, trading doesn't really work in this game. It's probably never going to be implemented, and for very good reasons too. So that wasn't in Jurassic World Live, but in Jurassic World Live we have friendly challenges, and from data mines we're going to get guilds soon, and we don't know too much about guilds yet. We know what they're going to be, what they're going to do, their objectives. We know that we're going to it's 5,000 coins to create one, but other than that we don't know too much about guilds. But in our existing friendly battle system, we do have, or our friend system, we do have friendly battles. It sets all your levels, or all your dinos levels, to an equal level. So you could use a common Velociraptor at level 10. You can fight your friend with a unique Indoraptor that's level 30, and they'll all be set to level 26, and that will be quite fair of a game. And by the way, if you guys don't know that matchup, the Indoraptor I think has a better chance of winning. I don't really have the numbers right now with me, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Anyways, that's all I want to do for the day. Just some things I'd hope Wizards Unite will get from Jurassic World Live. I really enjoy the spawns in Jurassic World Live. I think they're done pretty well, except for Local 3. Local 3 is kind of shafted at the moment. But then every time, if you're a Local 3er, just remember 1.2's Local 4, and then you'll feel a bit better. That was worse than right now's Local 3, so... Anyways, they could always fix that, and I suspect they're going to fix that in the next patch, because Local 4 in 1.2 was horrible, and then in 1.3 it was the best local, and now it's still really good. So and Local 3 back then was the best local. Now it's not that great, but they will fix that and balance out in the future. I'm pretty sure of it. So, yep, that's all I got for today's video. I got my costume for this. It's, obviously, if you haven't noticed, it's Slytherin. My friends tell me I'm not too much of a Slytherin person, but I know better. That's pretty Slytherin, eh? So, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any ideas on how to, I can't say improve because we don't have anything yet, make the game enjoyable, Wizards Unite, leave them in the comments down below, and hopefully we will get a fantastic game.